going on with that PPP? You done a lot of talking, not a lot to see. Up in the millions like 2.3, but Geoff got it all, getting off scot-free. Try to talk tips like we talking about stock, but you're talking about men printed on called stock. When you open your mouth, I take it with a grain of salt, cause the market's down and you're a clown, it's all your fault. You ruin the hobby I love with your bullshit. Geoff Wilson, Geoff Wilson. You ruin the hobby I love with your bullshit. Geoff Wilson, Geoff Wilson. Did you dip, Geoff? I think you dipped, Geoff. What you talking about? I don't think you dipped yet. Willie's doing shady shit like the GOBs, like his whole failed thing with them NFTs, taking money from the people to pay. Most of them are broke, but that's okay. He's getting money. Even better, tax-free, loving all the stimulus from PPP. You ruin the hobby I love with your bullshit. Geoff Wilson, Geoff Wilson. You ruin the hobby I love with your bullshit. Geoff Wilson, Geoff Wilson. You ruin the hobby I love with your bullshit. Geoff Wilson, Geoff Wilson. You ruin the hobby I love with your bullshit.
B-side on the beat.
What's going on with that PPP? You done a lot of talking, not a lot to see. Up in the millions like 2.3, but Geoff got it all, getting off scot-free. Try to talk tips like we talking about stock, but you're talking about men printed on called stock. When you open your mouth, I take it with a grain of salt, cause the market's down and you're a clown, it's all your fault. You ruin the hobby I love with your bullshit. Geoff Wilson, Geoff Wilson. You ruin the hobby I love with your bullshit. Geoff Wilson, Geoff Wilson. Did you dip, Geoff? I think you dipped, Geoff. What you talking about? I don't think you dipped yet. Willie's doing shady shit like the GOBs, like his whole failed thing with them NFTs, taking money from the people to pay. Most of them are broke, but that's okay. He's getting money. Even better, tax-free, loving all the stimulus from PPP. You ruin the hobby I love with your bullshit. Geoff Wilson, Geoff Wilson. You ruin the hobby I love with your bullshit. Geoff Wilson, Geoff Wilson. You ruin the hobby I love with your bullshit. Geoff Wilson, Geoff Wilson. You ruin the hobby I love with your bullshit.
What is going on, everybody? Hopefully, you guys are doing well out there. That is right. We are back here on Sports Card Radio. A lot of you, or some of you, may be joining us from the Sweat Fest, known as the National Sports Card Collectors Convention, where apparently it is humid and the AC is barely working in the building over in beautiful Rosemont, Illinois. I hope some of you have been staying cool, staying fresh, staying jiggy with it, and staying up to tune with Sports Card Radio. We are joined, as always, by the super producer Tim in the background and by Sports Card News at Twitter. I don't think enough people know that you were also a part of Sports Card Radio. Sports Card News at Twitter. I have to get tagged in your tweets, as if Sports Card Radio does not know, but we appreciate all the support and the love that we've been getting over the past couple of weeks and months and years and decades that we've been joining you here on the program. Ryan, what is going on with you?
What an exciting time for the hobby. We've got the biggest card show of the year happening right now. It sounds like I don't know, you're not at the Rosemont Chicago card show, but you got a lot of stuff going on over there.
Yeah, my eyes might be wandering. We'll see.
Well, people's eyes have been wandering all over the National Sports Collectors Convention show floor. Bigger show this year, more dealers, probably better deals. 200,000 more square foot of show floor.
Whoa.
So that meant a lot of people who never had gotten a table, maybe they were on a waiting list, suddenly they were thrust into the spotlight this week. They got a table. They get to set up at the National. They get to be around Gary V. They get to be around our girl Sarah Rips. And we've got a lot of things happening over at the National Sports Collectors Convention. We have, guys, your boy, Backyard Breaks, showing off the T-Law collection. Look down here in the corner. If you squint, you got to squint like you're staring across at the pool looking at a female. You got to squint down here. Is that the T-Law Gold Kaboom? The infamous one that was supposed to be a giveaway, and somehow, I guess maybe this is the one. There's only 10 of them, so that could be the one. We also have video. We'll play a Backyard Breaks. Boy, getting the hookup. Would you expect anything less at the Panini booth when he came to fulfill some redemptions? We've got one of the most prominent group breakers who dipped into that sweet PPP, ladies and gentlemen. So got a lot of things happening in the sports card show. We got our boy Brody the Kid over here with Michael Rubin. We've got 1 Million Cubs card project. Look, guys, he's almost there. He's got 948,000 Cubs cards.
A lot.
That's a lot. One of the t-shirts being worn around the National, I'm the MFing cop. So tell that to your dealers, especially the new ones. I believe the t-shirt was being worn by the hobby lawyer right here, Paul Lesko, getting his jersey signed by none other than Michael Rubin. So Michael Rubin's, it looks like he's more busy than some of the guys in the autograph tent. But maybe one of the biggest stories of the National so far is the fact, and this is the reason why I'm actually not there. I think I said it on one of these programs a couple of weeks ago. I'm not going to a place and being around 30,000 men and being sweaty. It's just, unless it's to see Pearl Jam, honestly. So here is CLD Hog on Twitter. National, can you please do something about the air conditioning? Everybody's soaked and the crowds are going to get bigger. Somebody is going to pass out or be seriously injured. I hear that the air conditioning is extremely spotty in most locations, that, that's going to affect the show. And when we talk about kind of the main stage and kind of putting the National and cards on the main stage, and you hold your marquee event in a venue where the air conditioning sucks. So this hobby, despite adding the 200,000 square feet of more dealers, more tables, more deals, more people, with spotty air conditioning, you're still probably at best holding a C+ to B- event, because it's 80 degrees plus in the room. And apparently it's supposed to be one of the hotter days in Chicago tomorrow. So I don't know where you want to kick things off, as we're watching a video actually released in the last couple days by 502 Frank, as he is walking around the show floor there in Rosemont, not Chicago, Illinois, where the National is being held. We've got big crowds. We've got lots of good things happening. We've got a spotty air conditioning system. And we have some of the hobby golden boys getting hooked up as usual. So I don't know where you want to begin the show.
Well, it's 73, sunny where I'm at, and no humidity. So maybe we could start there. We're by the pool. We're having fun. I tell you what, the videos, just from the video, it looks nice in there. It looks more spacious than the videos that you would shoot back in those days. Like, it looks pretty nice, and the booths look nice. It looks like people are having a good time. We might make fun of the AC. We might make fun of some of the stuff that we'll see from Backyard Breaks and other stuff. But look, it looks like a good time. And if you wanted to go, or you did go, you're probably getting a little bit of your money's worth, at least from what I see on this video. Looks like a great time. And I tell you what, we talked about it last week. If Fanatics can step it up from something like this and make it even bigger and make it even cooler and more fun, and bring in even a more diverse crowd of people. And I ain't talking about like left wing diversity. I'm just talking about bringing in like more people, like, you know, younger people, older people, girls, stuff like that. It'd be cool to have a nice, and then maybe have some stuff. It looks like to me there's more stuff maybe to do than just walk around to the overpriced, you know, booths there. Looks like there's some stuff to do. I think you could have some, you know, you could have some like Top Golf type stuff. You could have some arcades. You could have shooting baskets. You could have a lot more fun stuff going on at these things other than just the cards and the autographs. And it looks to me like, looks like a great time. And anybody that went out that way probably got their money's worth. They might have sweated their nutsack off, but it doesn't look like, doesn't look as grimy as it did back 10 years ago when we were doing these things. It definitely looks like we've moved into a new era of card shows, and I think that's the direction where things are going. There's your boy Gary V. I mean, the booths look a little more stepped up too. You know what I mean? Like, you got these booths, they look a little bit more. This looks more like, you know, like we would go to trade shows in Vegas and stuff. It's not quite that level, but this looks a little more stepped up than what we've seen in the past.
Cameo by Tom Fish here, bald guy right there. Little cameo right there, is picking people out of the crowd here. Yeah, I mean, this looks amazing. I mean, honestly, if they had the AC cranked up and working, like, you know, it's only Thursday. I mean, you'd hop on a flight and you got Friday, Saturday, Sunday of this thing, you know, where it's really about to set off Friday and Saturday. So we've got carpet. Yeah, I mean, this does. I mean, if you compare this to the videos when I was walking around this place, it's night and day. And also in terms of the people, the age of the people, I mean, you actually do have a little bit of it's not quite just the white cultural event, which it was back in the, you know, the mid 2010s. You got a lot of things going on. You've got a lot of people trying to make money in this business, and you have a lot of interest on a lot of different levels, whether it be in the new stuff with Tops, whether it be from an investor angle, whether it be from a collector angle. A lot of things going. I mean, a cash grab. I mean, you know, you got a lot of things going on here that never were a part of this show, even 5 years ago, let alone 10 years ago. So fun times at the National. But hey, why don't we get into a little bit of the nitty gritty? Our boy Geoff Wilson.
Oh boy, what do you buy? What do you overpay for?
Our boy Geoff Wilson over here on like some Adderall or some
getting thin back there too, is what it looks like.
Boy, our boy Geoff was really pepped up. Boy, he really excited to be at the National. He's making a purchase. Let's take a look what he bought. He bought a 1941 play ball Joe DiMaggio autograph for $22,000. That wasn't the one he bought. Let's see if we can pull up the one he actually bought. He was looking at comps. He had his people go around the show, try to find the card that he should buy. And he zeroed in on this play ball Joe DiMaggio card.
Okay.
Autograph. He seems to be into autograph cards of vintage players. That's kind of what the gist of the video is about.
So you're saying it's time to sell those cards?
Look, I think when you're playing in the space that he is, this $22,000 space, it's a select.
It's a select market, but it's not like, you know, like he was doing like like, to me, it's like if you like, he was stepping out into like the 100,000, the 6-figure stuff, and like that's where you can get that's where you can get a lot of trouble. You know, the lower tier 5-figure seems like to me, you know, it also, like, is this a sign too that, you know, when he hit his 2 PPP loans, he was hitting the 6-figure cards. And now that we're, you know, a few years out from the second PPP loan clearing, he's only hitting these 5-figure cards. Is this, you know, is this a telling sign? No, I actually think that's a nice card. And, you know, like, I don't know if it's a great investment or not, but certainly for $22,000, there's a lot worse things that he's probably spent that kind of money on. And certainly from like a modern sports card perspective, So I actually like this purchase. I don't know enough about how much they sell for, but certainly it's going to be a rare enough card to where there's not going to be that many of them for sale and out there on the open market. But if he's starting to buy this type of stuff, it makes me think that maybe it's time to start selling this stuff.
It's certainly, historically Geoff has been incorrect when it comes to his purchases over sports cards. And hey, this is well documented, not necessarily really by us, but he puts himself out there. He makes these videos and he makes these calls. Now, this is certainly a far cry from Will Grier, Jordan Tamamu, Ryan Finley. It is Joe DiMaggio. It is autographed. It is on a card that's really rare. He was talking about crossing it over. It's in a BGS slab. He was talking about crossing it over to PSA. So it looks like he'll probably be more into it more than $22,000.
I don't know why people do that. I have no idea, like, why, just go find a PSA one. You know what I mean? Like this idea that you're going to buy a card and crack it out and put it in another holder. Like, why? Like, just either go find one that's raw and then go have PSA do it, or leave it as is. Like, I don't get this. Oh, I'm going to cross it over. Like, for what? Like, why? Why? Like, you're going to pay how much to cross it over? Insurance both ways, shipping both ways. I'm not up on PSA's fees, but to grade a card like that, even if it comes back slightly higher, are you really coming out that much ahead when it comes to the shipping both ways, insurance both ways, and the fees? Like, and then you got to sell it at some point. And so we're talking about another 20% premium when you go to sell a card like that. I don't get it. I've never understood people buying cards and crossing them over and doing this stuff. It's like you're overthinking it. Like, it's just classic overthinking the hobby. Just buy one already in PSA. If it's in a JSA BGS, leave it as is. That, it's just classic Geoff Wilson just overthinking things. Will Grier, just way overthinking things.
The chat is super fired up tonight. I mean, you've got the national going on. You've got the biggest card show of the year.
Oh.
You got Geoff over here spending $22,000. You got our boy Backyard getting 6 loaded Panini boxes, which we'll check out in a second. We got our boy Rich Layton over here getting $75 from the government and using his distributor's home address, which is convenient. Bedrooms, 9 bathrooms. But
should we talk about the PPP loan?
Let's talk about the PPP loan. So Geoff put out his video. He was super excited. His prescription came in for Adderall, and he was super pumped. And I'm sure this guy over here that he bought it from super pumped too. So cool video. Kind of see his whole thought process there. And is it time to start selling 1941 play ball Joe DiMaggio cards? And really the video.
If I had one, I wish I had one. I'd be selling it.
He's over here talking to Probstein. The gist of the video was just, these autographed vintage cards. And it was seen kind of in the hobby. They make this point in the video that it used to be, if you had Bill Russell sign that card, it was like devaluing the card and it was almost defacing the card. That's how it was looked at, prior to really probably autograph cards coming along in the 80s and 90s. Whereas nowadays, somebody like Geoff, and I happen to agree with Geoff here, I think this is cool. I think the fact that you have this super rare card, 1941 play ball Joe DiMaggio, super rare card, and then it is autographed. I find that to be cool. Now is it more valuable than one that's unsigned? In my opinion, yes. But people can make their own determinations there. So interesting video there. Should we talk about the PPP?
Yeah. Before we get to that, I think we did promise a giveaway this week, but I forgot I was going to be on location. So that's my mistake. And it'll be next week. I'll be back in the homestead. I think my new office that is being constructed will be completed. I'll be in the new office, and we'll do a break in there to the christening of the new office/studio, sports card radios. Big investment in office space is coming, and so we'll do that next week. But I think I recall promising a break this week. I forgot I was going to be out of town, so we'll do that next week. I've got I'll even leave it up to the chat. I have multiple things we can open, and we'll leave it up to the chat to see what they want to do. Maybe something Fleer, but I don't think I have anything Fleer. But okay, PPP.
I'm over here selling Eric Pascal, PSA 10s, KZ Okapala, Victor Robles autographs. Things are flying out the door. People are making big investments over here. $21,000. Ellie Dela Cruz.
Oh, Jesus. Will we be sitting, here's the thing with Cruz is like, are we sitting here a year from now and higher or lower on that card? You know what I mean? And I don't watch enough baseball, but I gotta, I think the safe bet is saying lower on a card like that.
Because he strikes out too much for my taste. He's got a lot of talent, plays really good third base, but he strikes out a lot. I think he struck out like 4 times against the Giants. But we'll get to the PPP loan in a second. Let me blow some PPP money. I got about 1,000 to blow over here. Jordan, $2,200. Just kind of want to see what a weak Jordan autograph sells for. Our girl Brittany. Whatever she and Geoff have been taking lately from the prescription cabinet, baby. Woo! we on fire. Our girl Anna Kournikova, just checking in on there. I'm a high bid on this. I'm gonna get outbid.
Who's this? Oh, Jim Brown.
Jim Brown. It looks like the case is stuffed up or something.
Yeah, a little bit in the same vein of what Geoff is buying. Although that looks like maybe it was actually autographed. Yeah, I see.
Probably.
Like an early autograph card there.
1992. So that's kind of
Those are cool.
Connor Bedard, hockey puck.
Ooh.
I mean, he's the next big thing. Exactly.
Okay.
He's the next big thing in hockey. So I just want to see what his autograph value is. Our boy Mbappe, who turned down 700 mil. It's currently 1380 for his autograph.
Bold.
On card. Looks like on card. Looks dope. I'm a fan of that card. Golden. This is why you kind of got to look carefully at these freaking auctions. Like if you were scrolling past this, 99 to 2003, assorted brands, collection, 24 different. This is the picture that you see. This card is literally worth like $5. But then you come in here and then you got an Emmitt Smith autograph, probably worth $200-300. You got this Drew Brees autograph rookie, probably $150. You got a Marino Tim Couch duel. You got a CP.
Yeah, these are nice.
You got a Joe Theismann. You have a Tony Gonzalez down here. Don Maynard, Ozzie Newsome, Raymond Barry, Bob Greasy. Power Deck, Peyton Manning.
That's sick.
So kind of interesting. I think it's probably right at the hilt there, and I like this presidential stuff. I don't care what political party they're from, but I like this political stuff.
I like that too. Yeah. I like anything. I like any, like we bought a Joe Biden. I don't think, is that sitting at the vault or do we ship that? Okay. So we bought a Joe Biden. I'd like to get a Trump. I'd like a Barack Obama. I'd like any of the presidents.
Everybody.
Yeah. Any president, particularly the ones that have been alive. We have Clinton already. I'd like a Reagan, I think presidential stuff is cool.
My boy Reagan right here.
There he is.
All right. Speaking of the government.
Oh boy.
Got an email that said, anonymous email that said, hey, you need to check the address of the PPP loan for Layton sports cards because it matches up to somebody else in the hobby. And so let me walk you through what the scenario here. Layton Sports Cards, who's based in Florida. His shop's in Florida. His operations all in Florida. If he does interviews, he talks about how he's in Florida. He got a $75,000 PPP loan. That's really not the point of what I'm about to say. Whether he got the loan or not. Because he got the loan, though, he had to provide an address to the government. And he just so happened the address to use was actually not in Florida. It was in Georgia. And it was the home, not the business address, the home address of the owner of a company that probably 99% of the people listening have never heard of, Peach State Sports. But Peach State Sports, along with GTS and a couple other ones that I can't think of off the top of my head, are master distributors for Panini and Topps for like decades. So when we're talking about the good old boy network, it literally kind of, the guys sitting at the table are GTS, Peach State, and the other distributors. So Layton Sports Cards, to get his PPP loan, used the home address of the owner of Peach State Sports, this extremely nice house in Georgia, 6 bedrooms, 9 bathrooms, that the value on it was only worth $2.6 million. If that house was out in California, it'd be like a $15 million house. So, and like I said, the last couple decades, Peach State Sports has been master distributor for Panini and Topps. I do know that at one of the last nationals I went to in 2016, this is in 2016, there was a dinner. This is in Atlantic City. Very important detail. Peach State and Layton went out to dinner, and Layton picked up the bill, and it was $7,000. And I remember thinking to myself back in those days, I was like, damn. It's one thing we see the hobby now, and you got Michael Rubin showing up, and you got Ballers showing up, and you got Gary Vee showing up. And if you're in Vegas or Chicago, maybe a $7,000 meal, maybe no big deal. But back in 2016, in the trash heap that was Atlantic City, it's certainly when somebody told me that Layton spent $7,000 on a meal with Peach State, I thought that was kind of interesting. So it's very, very well known that Peach State Sports essentially has chosen Layton Sports Cards to be the breaking arm of their distribution business. And Layton Sports Cards gets funneled any amount of product that he basically needs through Peach State Sports. This has been a relationship that has lasted probably for at least 5, almost probably close to 10 years. And so new shop owners, new breakers who wonder why they can't get product. Why do this breaker get certain things? Why does that breaker get certain things? Well, let me tell you, can you call your distributor, tell them you're going to apply for a $75,000 PPP loan, and then use the owner of your distributor's home address? Home address. It's not even in the state that you do business. So I think it raises a lot of interesting questions. What are the real connections between Peach State and Layton Sports Cards? What are the real connections?
Yep. What is going on with that PPP?
The PPP loan, the fact that 1, he got one, and 2, that he used an address that is connected to somebody else. So I don't think there's a lot of people that don't understand how the group breaking world works. There's a few chosen ones. There's some chosen breakers for GTS. There's some chosen breakers for Peach State. They're not necessarily decided by Panini and Topps. These guys have cozy relationships. They go to the national. They get $7,000 dinners paid for. And if you need a PPP loan, you can use the home address of the person who owns the company you're getting your product from. So this is the good old boy network. This is the good old boy network. I hate to break news over here. This guy right here, Geoff Wilson, is not a part of the good old boy network. He's not. I bet if you polled people, if you put who's a part of the good old boy network, Layton Sports Cards, Peach State Sports, or Geoff Wilson, and Geoff Wilson would win in the poll. Geoff Wilson's a sucker. He's over here buying $22,000 cards.
He's the mark.
Retail. He's the mark. Layton Sports Cards is over here throwing around dinner money 7 years ago, getting PPP loans, and using the address of his distributor to get such PPP loan. So you wonder if you're a breaker, why you never got allocation from Peach State Sports. All your allocation went to Rich. And you can point to the biggest breakers You could literally point to the biggest breakers and I could tell you, oh, he gets his product from here because there's some kind of symbiote, there's some kind of relationship. The Good Old Boy Network, it does not include Geoff Wilson. It does not include auction house owners who are just over here hustling, trying to flip cards. It is the inside dealing. Who gets product? There are certain master distributors for Panini and Topps. Peach State has been one for decades, literally decades. They have chosen Rich Layton as their boy.
Yep. And I tell you what, $75,000 on the nose. Remember, this was supposed to represent a payroll number. And if you run a business of any size and your payroll hits a round number on the dot, that is about as big as red flag. Like it's very similar to like filing your own taxes. You send a check to the government to pay your taxes, and it's $1,000 on the nose or something like that. Like that is like the stupidest thing you can possibly do. Like it should be down, like if you're doing these things properly, it's down to a penny. And so you have this, like, if any of you guys learn anything from Sports Card Radio, if you were doing your own taxes, have the numbers be as down to a penny as possible. Okay. This idea that his payroll was $75,000 on the nose just screams red flag. Before, I mean, forget the fact that he used Peach State Sports home address in a state that he doesn't even reside or do business in. Let's forget all that. The fact that it was $75,000 on the nose screams fraud to me. And then you throw in the fact that it was not his house; it was his boss's house essentially, and it was in a different state. Just shows me that Rich. Rich is probably sleeping on his own pillow at night, knowing that one day there might be a little knock at the door, and people that are defrauding PPP loans. We've seen some of the guys go to jail. We've seen some of the guys sentenced to actual prison terms. They tend to not be white males, which is unfortunate. But maybe that time comes. Maybe that time comes for Rich at some point, and he can think about all the dinners and the outings that he had with Peach State over the years while he's contemplating that $75,000 PPP loan.
Yeah, we definitely won't be getting the statement from Rich saying that Sports Card Radio is slandering him and we don't know our facts. This guy is not gonna talk about this and not comment on this.
No,
because this looks pretty bad. We knew he had a PPP loan. I knew about the relationship with Peach State Sports dating back 7 years ago. I've known this dude's been getting hooked up from Peach State for years. But the fact that he used the home address in a state that he doesn't even do business in, doesn't even live in. I mean, man, I wish we could rewind time. I would have, just used his address and called up some bank in Georgia and got 75 racks real quick. I mean, it's a hell of a move. These guys not only get the homie hookup within the sports card community, I mean, he got a $75,000 PPP loan that he probably used a lot of it to pay himself. So it's very, 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 very interesting. Do not look for a statement from Layton Sports Cards. He's not going to pull the Geoff Wilson and run to a couch and be like, let me explain to you guys what the deal is. Layton's a little sharper to know that he's
in the Good Old Boy Network. So he's in the Good Old Boy Network. Is a little sharper than Geoff. I mean, it really doesn't get less dull than Geoff. Maybe you go down to Ty Wilson, and it's a little bit more of a smooth brain. But Geoff is right there in that same vein.
So history lesson on Sports Card Radio. Geoff Wilson is not a part of the Good Old Boy Network. Peach State Sports and their chosen group breaker, Rich Layton, are absolutely in the break group, are absolutely in the Good Old Boy Network. Now, how will things change now that Michael Rubin and Fanatics has taken control? It could be very possible if you fast forward a year or two and Peach State Sports no longer gets distribution. Layton Sports Cards, his good old homie hookup, dries up. And these guys are kind of back to square one over here, probably trying to suck up to this guy and trying to get a homie hookup through Fanatics. So will the homie hookups continue through Fanatics? That's what will be interesting. How will that distribution, and I think they're still working these things out. And you can guarantee, that's why every single group breaker flew out here. They're going to be over here trying to kiss up to Michael Rubin. Try to get some FaceTime with Michael Rubin. That is the goal. It's not to meet you guys. It's not to hang out with collectors. It's not to be at the National. It's to get some FaceTime with somebody at Fanatics so that they can continue the homie hookup that some of these guys have enjoyed for many, many years. So with it being the National, figured we could give a little bit of a history lesson. When we talk about the Good Old Boy Network a lot, and I think people think we're probably talking about Geoff. The Good Old Boy Network laughs at Geoff, or he's a pawn for them. They call Geoff up and try to get him to hype up some stuff so that they can, so that it sells their product. Boy, Geoff is good for the hobby because he's just always positive and he's getting people to buy new stuff and he's doing his top 5. He's just a pawn or a mark, or he gets them to, or somebody gets them to spend 22 racks. The good old boys are the guys who control the flow of product, which is what people live and die off on this industry. Shops, breakers, the companies themselves. What is the flow of product? And most of it from Peach State goes right to Rich Layton. That's why he always has breaks. That's why he always has the new products. He's so much in bed with these guys that he literally can use the address of the owner. Speaking of good old boys, I don't know if this guy's in the Good Old Boy Network. He might just be a pawn for them and this whole organization, Backyard Breaks. But here we have one of the most infamous people in the hobby in the last couple of years showing off his case of Trevor Lawrence cards. He's all in on Trevor Lawrence, baby. All in. And people have noticed that there is a gold kaboom in there. There is a gold kaboom. Now we can't confirm or deny that is the gold kaboom. I think the other thing that was interesting, we'll play this video without sound, is that Backyard Breaks went over to the Panini booth, apparently dropped off some redemptions, and they were going to give him 6 black box 1-of-1 boxes. And here's our boy Grant right here sweating it out. Oh, there's Panini in the back. Look, guys. There's Panini in the back. Oh, picking him out.
Oh, my God.
I love the fact that they just lean into the fact that they just get rigged stuff. There's the lady at Panini. Oh, get the ones for Backyard. Oh, there she is. Oh.
Just perfectly allocated.
There's your guys' high paid, highly skilled Panini America corporate worker right there, guys. So when you guys say, there's nothing nefarious that could ever happen. Oh, they couldn't get loaded boxes. Oh, that could never happen because all these people at Panini are just so upstanding and they graduated from MIT and Harvard and and you don't understand how it works. Nope. I see a person like this, looks like somebody really young back there, just shuffling through boxes and handing them over to the Backyard guy. So he goes over. He's got his little youngsters in attendance here, and he starts going through box at a time. And what do you guys think comes out of here? You think Michael candy cards come out of here?
Nah,
that's a Steph Curry 1-of-1. That's pretty good, right? Is Steph Curry any good, guys? Is Steph Curry any good? Who's that?
Oh, who's this?
Oh, that's Luka. Is Luka any good, guys? You guys like Luka, right?
What do we got?
Oh, is that a Tyrese Halliburton laundry tag? Oh, yeah, that's a Tyrese Halliburton laundry tag. He's pretty good, right?
Who's that?
Who's that? Is that Jalen Hurts? Is that the Eagles quarterback?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
not Russell Wilson, right? That's Jalen Hurts. Oh, he must be. Oh, when he does that, this must be really good. Oh, who's that? Oh, is that Joe Burrow? That's a Joe Burrow, 1 of 1 or 5, whatever, 5 of 5 or something. Is that his autograph? Is that Joe Burrow's autograph right there? Is that Joe Burrow's autograph? Is that Joe Burrow's autograph?
What did he have to do to get these boxes? Like, is this something
he traded in some unused redemptions?
Oh, I see.
They have this trade-in program. Now, full disclosure, back in my day when I was going to these things, I did trade a Josh Selby redemption, and they gave me a Giannis Antetokounmpo autograph rookie card as a trade-in.
Here's
what he got. He was getting big. Oh, so we have backyard breaks over here, flexing the T-Law gold, maybe. And he's literally over here. This video has like 35,000 views, by the way. He's over here at Panini. Everybody says, oh, nothing can be rigged. They take, it's all strict. And it's literally just some woman back here rifling through boxes.
Look at this.
The ones. Look at that.
Look.
Look. Here you go. Oh, what's in here? What do you guys think's in here? So what do you think about?
That's awesome.
So what do you think? More business as usual,
Hey, business as usual. Nothing we haven't seen before. Nothing unnormal. Perfectly normal. You turn in some redemptions, and then all of a sudden you're hitting 1-of-1s. Joe Burrow's laundry tags. Makes sense to me, guys. This is just more of the same. More of what's been going on. And look, if you look around the room and you can't see where the good old boy network is, you ain't in it and you don't get it. If you look around the room in this hobby and you see in the good old boy network, you see how unfair it is, you see in stuff like this happening and it makes you upset, then you're definitely on the IQ side over and above 50. But the guys, it's a minority these days. I would say, look, I mean, going back a couple years, it was like 50-50 in our comments between like people that had the IQ under 50, didn't see the good old boy network, didn't think it existed, thought Rich Layton was, basically a Lord and Savior of the hobby. They would look at Jeff Wilson, Lord and Savior of the hobby. They would look at something like this and just be like, oh, whatever. There's a lot more people in this hobby that are seeing this stuff for what it is. I mean, this was just completely loaded box, completely staged event. And, look at him. He knows what's in there too. It ain't like he ain't knowing what's going on. So
the camera's rolling. The cameras aren't rolling for Michael Olo candy cards.
No. So, I mean, even the good old boy network's not shy about it no more. Like they ain't even shy about it no more. They're cool with just showing off they're pulling back the curtain and showing the shadiness. So it is what it is. And this is why you don't see us opening in a lot of unopened product. This is why you don't see us recommending people buy unopened product. This is why you see us buying single cards, trying to get good deals on stuff, often buying stuff that's a little less expensive because, look, unless you're in the good old boy network like this, look at this. I mean, you got stacked up.
No wonder he can get all these T-Law cards and just sit on them.
Well, yeah.
Because, I mean, this dude's just getting hooked up left and right.
Yep. That's where we're at.
And anybody thinks that it's some kind of high-tech security over here at the Panini booth and making sure it's random. No, it's just somebody over there in the back fumbling through the boxes, handing them right to the boy. Look, those are the good ones. That's probably the boxes. Just, hey, these are the good ones. There you go. Oh, here you go.
Yeah, I mean, if it was like a real like random thing, they would just have them sitting in big boxes, and you'd kind of be pulling off the top, and you had 5. Here's 5. No, they go into the back, they rifle around for the right ones, they get them all stacked up. Oh, he'll put this on his TikTok and get 25,000 people. Half of them are in China, half of them are bots. Most of them aren't real, but you get all these views. So yeah, I mean that's where we're at in the hobby. And again, if you look around the room and you don't see the Good Old Boy Network, you don't smell the Good Old Boy Network, you don't hear it, you ain't it. You ain't it. You haven't been in this hobby long enough. You get that IQ going up a little higher because the Good Old Boy Network smells. You can see it. You can witness it. It's all around you. You just got to open your eyes and start looking at this stuff for really what it is. This is completely rigged, completely staged, and a complete embarrassment on Panini, which already has embarrassed itself enough that doesn't surprise me at this point.
Yeah, that's where we're at in this hobby, basically. You've got things like this going on. Huge distributor, one of the largest breakers. And our boy flexing the T-Law collection. And this, this is pretty crazy. Now, maybe all these black boxes are amazing, and you get Currys, and you get Lucas, and you get Joe Burrows. You basically get all the players that you guys want. I'd like to see a few other boxes and see how they turned out. Were they all as good as that? What were the redemptions that he had to turn in for those too?
That's just classic.
And you had cameras rolling. You had cameras rolling, and were able to do the edit on it. So you knew something was going to happen. Classic. Is this something again that Michael Rubin? Again, Panini's off doing their own thing. Is once Michael Rubin and Fanatics gets control of the product, every licensed product. What do you think you think Backyard's over here going to be flexing Leaf cards, flexing unlicensed Panini baseball? Hell no. So once Michael Rubin and Fanatics gets complete control, will these good old boy situations still exist? That's still a question that is unanswered. Look at our boy Brody. Look at our boy Brody. The kid over here is like 8 inches taller than Michael Rubin.
I mean, he should get a job.
Well, yeah, whatever Brody the kid is taking or eating, I need to get on his situation because my boy over here is just, he went from Brody the kid to Brody the man. And again, we got Million Cubs project closing in, folks. That's a lot of, you think about 1 million cards, them all being Cubs. Think about that. That's like a whole room in a house. Literally
a lot.
Like a whole room in a house full of cards. And we have apparel setting trends over at the National on the MF and Comp. I have not heard if the internet has been working at the National or not, but we do know that it's hot. And boy, if you get in that box, boy, you better swipe up all that cash right there. So I'd be moving a lot faster, bro.
Is that in slow motion? That must be in slow motion.
Wilson. Yeah, what are you doing? Get Jeff Wilson's Adderall and freaking get going there, buddy. Is that cash or those 90s cards that you're trying to get?
Maybe Connor and Geoff is hanging out.
Yeah,
we got an app.
Yeah, we have an app. This is not sponsored.
We could buy a Hunter Biden autograph card. I would love it. The first card company. Leaf. What are you doing? Where's the Hunter Biden autograph card at this point? Dude, that would get so much news and so much play. I think I would buy one too. Guy looks like he's having a hell of a time.
All I know is the next time Hunter Biden's doing 170 smoking crack on his way to Vegas, he needs to swing by my house and pick me up. That's all I gotta say about that. He's got Secret Service, so you ain't got to worry about getting pulled over. You ain't got to worry about getting busted. He's got the hookup on the suite.
Like immunity. He's got immunity.
Really? Exactly. Literally. You were there's very few people I'd rather hang out with than Hunter Biden. He's got Secret Service. You were literally untouchable, and he's obviously got a lot of other things on him too as well.
Needless to say,
we've got an app. I don't know if you saw this. Check Out My Cards has answered the
apps.
prayers of many people. And we have an app. We have saved searches. We have a 4 out of 5 rating. Just, I guess, pretty good.
Okay. Yeah,
8
probably.
ratings.
I don't know. I couldn't log in, so I'm gonna have to change my password, I guess, and log in there. My guess though is it's probably it's just more or less a web app. I think I saw some people saying that there weren't a lot of other features on there yet. But the thing to know about these things is usually you launch with like the minimal viable product. And I'm not sitting here trying to, make excuses for Check Out My Cards, but this is pretty standard. Is you launch with like a minimal viable product, and then you expand on it over and above there. I do see some filtering and stuff. It'd be nice if the filtering was better than the website. I think if Check Out My Cards could improve, it would be like filtering cards. Like they should have more sliders and checkboxes on the side. It's a little cumbersome to get filtered down to like the stuff that you want, or basically kind of like filter out the stuff that you don't want. And if the app is able to deliver that, that would be cool. It's a site I haven't been on in a little bit, but I've got some money stacked up over there, so I'd like to check it out. But this is a great direction for the hobby. I also saw that they're doing PSA grading. I don't know if it's competitive from a price perspective. I think I saw maybe like $25 or so, which seems kind of expensive, but obviously depends on the card and the value of that card. But finally these grading companies have finally realized where, I don't know how many, what do they say, they have 30 million trading cards.
30 million.
But like this just shows you the stupidity in this business. Okay, there are 39, almost all raw trading cards sitting essentially in like one location. They might have multiple locations now, but they literally have 30 million raw trading cards sitting in a building. Like, to me, if you're a grading company, hello, this is a dream come true. You get one of your stupid little plastic pressing machines and you go sit somebody down in that building. They have plenty of, I've been in the Check Out My Cards offices. There was empty office space. There was, like, we're not talking, a packed house in there from an office perspective. Just, finally these grading card companies have wised up. I think they're shipping the cards out. I think if the grading companies were smart, they would just have someone there in the building, just have somebody there in the building and scale the business out. You can compete better on price, on speed. That's how you're going to compete in grading. Okay. You're not going to become more reputable than PSA, period. End of story. And there's always probably going to be a premium for PSA, and that stuff can change. The way you can compete is on speed and price. Those are the only two ways you can compete. Okay. If you have better speed, better price, we saw during the pandemic boom, all these freaking idiots that would grade their cards with HGA, TGI, TSG, BET. It reminds me of some of these parades people are going to. There's all these like acronyms and signs for all these stupid grading companies. Guys, there, just like there are two genders, there's like two grading card companies you should use, folks. Okay, stop trying to create new grading companies and new paradigms and all this other new stuff. It's literally as simple as one or two options, guys. And really biologically, you can get down to one decision. Okay, all this other shit is so stupid. Tag, all this stuff that people promote, it is so stupid. Like, literally, it could be the hobby's pretty simple from the grading and authentication standpoint. And I know there's the cardboard chasing cardboard guy is still trying to figure this out. Jeff Wilson's thinking about doing crossovers still. Like you can literally just pick one, and that's all you have to do. So, I mean, what is this crap?
Like I saw people promoting.
People forget, like this has happened before. Okay, when grading cards was just kind of getting started, Beckett got into it. Dude, there was USA grading and all these other grading, like these fly-by-night grading companies. Like, so when this took off during the pandemic, it was like, is it 2000 all over again, guys? Like, this happens, like, it seems like every 10, 15, 20 years. You know what I mean? Like, this has happened before. You had all these fly-by-night grading card companies come in and convince you that, you know, whatever, for $3 less for the card, it was worth it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. But for the 2 or 3 remaining grading card companies, the way you compete is on price and speed. And so that's how I would look to compete. Forget all this other stuff. The rest of these the grading card companies won't even be around in 12 to 18 months.
I saw a bunch of people promoting Arena Club, and I was thinking, and they've actually emailed us to whatever.
I mean, yeah, everybody
them, right? And I was thinking to myself, I was like, okay, here's my condition to promote Arena Club on Sports Card Radio. I don't want any money. I don't want any cards. I don't want any of that. I want to fly to New York City on Arena Club's dime. And I want to go out in New York City on a Friday and Saturday night and be Derek Jeter's wingman. And me and Derek Jeter, who I believe is married, him are going to go to the club. And Derek DJ, my boy, my new best buddy DJ, is going to pass me all the goods in New York City. He going to take me to all the spots he used to go to when he was a Yankee. He going to introduce me as his best buddy. And I only need one weekend of that. And we will promote Arena Club.
An Arena Club.
We will, oh boy, Arena Club sportscardradio.com, whatever you want to call it. So Brian Lee, we don't want no money. I don't want no money. I want to fly to New York City. And I basically want to be Derek Jeter's boy, not on a Tuesday night, not on a Wednesday night, not on the Thursday night, on a Friday and Saturday night. Me and DJ, we going to go hit the town.
I think he lives in Miami now. I think you'd rather.
Okay, maybe then we'll go to New York and we'll go to Miami.
Hit them both.
And that's what we're going to do.
Saturday night in Miami, Friday night in New York, Saturday in Miami, and call it a day. Ooh.
So there is my proposal. This is not just like a cold, they have emailed us, they've contacted us. So I've gotten your emails, Brian, and DJ probably hasn't sent them, but those are my conditions. Is a Friday and Saturday night in New York and or Miami as DJ's wingman, and we'll make it happen. So I thought it was interesting that, like you said, check out my cards, some things happening there. Maybe they got some investment money, maybe some money freed up somewhere, because they seem to be making some moves. I think just the fact that they have an app now that is semi-functional and that hopefully does improve in the future. I think that is a very good thing. And I'm somebody who has 7,000 cards listed for sale over there. So yeah, I'm obviously very excited anytime new things happen that could improve liquidity and so on and so forth. So hold on, let's reset the moment here. We're an hour in. Guys, we had the National Sports Effing Collectors Convention going on this week. 2 days in. It's hot down there in Chicago. But we have the National Sports Collectors Convention going on 3 more days there. So if you're anywhere close, you might want to go stop on by. You could pick up a $21,000. So you could get the card that Jeff Wilson bought, the Joe DiMaggio, for $22,000. Or the current bid on this De La Cruz 1010 orange shimmer. Boy, wow. Just keep adding colors. I think they added a taco fractor the other day.
I saw that.
$21,000 on that particular card. Michael Jeffrey Jordan. Obviously less desirable because it's not in a Bulls uniform. It's in a Beckett slab. It is on card.
Nice card.
$2,200. So we might have to dip into a Jordan autograph at some point here.
Okay. I like that idea.
We have our girl Brittany, who is on the best pharmaceutical drugs healthcare can buy right now. If you're checking in on her Instagram or her Twitter lately.
That'd have been a good rename of it.
You
Chitter.
basically, yeah, she's basically got it all hanging out. So Anna Kournikova. This was Livy Dunn before Livy Dunn. I'm still high bid on this card, which no, never mind.
That's cool.
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay, never mind.
I was.
Stuff's moving high tonight.
It was way underpriced. This should be like about 200.
We will have to push the questions here.
Go ahead.
Let's go ahead and push the questions because it is vacation for me. So we're gonna keep this 700 strong over at Sports Card Radio. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Again, next week we'll rip some cards live. I don't know how we'll give them away, but we'll figure out how to. And I won't be like Jobs Family and charge you guys for shipping. You know, we're doing okay over here at Sports Card Radio. We'll hook you guys up with some free cards next week. My apologies again. Forgot that I was going on vacation this week. Sweaty Sausage Party, Bob Boozle. Gotta watch the comments with Bob Boozle. It'll make you laugh. Palm Beach Sports Cards. I sweat my balls off at the National again today. Well, I'm glad you were there. Glad you had a great time, even with the sweaty balls. Melanie says it's like the hottest days in Chicago and their air quality is bad outside. Don't forget about the crime. Sounds like a lot of places out here in California too. AI8 Sports is here for the vibes, baby. I wonder if Mark's Cards is there. I saw a lot of people. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah.
There you go. There's some scrubbing going on.
There it is, guys. You don't know where the good old boy network is. You ain't looking hard enough. Look at that. Look at him. The PSA booth's like right next door. This is like the pre condition. Look at him. He's like, yeah, I get my card scrubbed out. Love it. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Love it. Got the gloves on. Man. Wore my Dip and Daniel shirt to the show. Great curator
great creator. Great creator right there.
Is that him? Where?
That's him right there, I think.
Oh, that's him right there.
That's him right
there.
There
it is.
Yeah.
There it is. The curator is overpriced. Laura Kana. Has Laura Kana come out yet or no? Pizza looks good.
No.
Okay. We'll be sure to cover that when it becomes bigger than Pokemon. Triple E Card says Chasing Cardboard is a no-show at the National? ? No new content. I guess it's still early. Some people might fly in just Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I guess it's too early to see if he is doing a no-show yet. But I can't say that I follow his channel with regularity, but it's been a little while. Looked like he did a little deleting. It's going to be epic. One of a kind journey.
Be epic, guys.
He's got to edit it for like 3 weeks, and dude, 19 minutes of B-roll for the 2 minutes of footage that he shows of actual trading cards. Not that we can criticize here, since we did an 8-hour live stream one time. Jay Kilpatrick, $4.99 for the goats. That's right. Well, we should be hanging out with the goats up in New York and Miami to promote grading cards. Triple E Trading Cards says 948,000 cards is 189 fibro boxes unless he stores them somewhere else. He has about 400,000 according to my estimate when he shows them off in videos. So yeah, I don't know. I've seen him on his YouTube videos or whatever, with the cards kind of behind him. I don't know how. I think the hardest part is not buying the cards; it's keeping track of how many you have. So I don't know, but I do like the guy. I like that guy. I got nothing wrong with him. If he's off by a couple thousand, I'm okay with it. I like the. Yeah. I will. I think he should have when he hits 1 million. Like, I don't know, should celebrate or something. If we could maybe have him when he hits 1 million, maybe we'll have him on or something. And
well, this is an example of real collecting. Like, this guy's actually collecting 1 million cards. I doubt he's
Yeah.
then just gonna go pop them on eBay or Golden or something. He's gonna keep these cards and probably look at them, and like you said, this is actually kind of fun because he's walking around the National, and as he gets one, I think he actually like scrubs it off. So he buys them and then he like scrubs this off and then he adds to it. So I mean,
I think it's cool. I mean,
give or take.
I don't think he's accurate. I mean, God only knows. It's like Ken Golden counting his 9 figures. Maybe he's off by a little bit. Counting his acres, he sounded like he was maybe off a little bit. What's 0.8 acres when you have 4.2 on a golf course? So what's 948,000 Cub cards when it might be closer to 940,000. So I do like his hustle though. Loaded hot. The National is the largest gathering of virgins in the world. Apparently that number just continues to go up since the advent of some people blame it on crypto. I actually blame it on social media probably. And maybe the proliferation of dating sites as well. Dating sites you'd think would do a little better. But is that like grading for vinyls? That seems like a good business.
And that happens to be a Pearl Jam album. That is actually at the time, it was the fastest selling album of all time in the first week before like Backstreet Boys or one of them broke it.
Pretty cool.
People. So yeah, that's like a first pressing of the Pearl Jam album that they said is worth
nice.
like 2 racks. There was some Kurt Cobain shit in here that's hard as fuck.
Might be worth it.
Yeah.
Young men smelling like Axe, old men smelling like Ben Gay. Probably accurate statement. Nice guitar there.
Yeah.
Very nice guitar.
It looked like Kurt right there signed it. Maybe that's what it's saying.
Maybe. I don't know. It's pretty cool.
Their boy Pac right there.
What do you think about a deodorant booth at the National and Burbank? Probably would be I think that's like you get those like sample colognes or whatever. You get those like little tiny vials. Maybe get some models out there or whatever and sell that. Get Sarah out there. That'd be the best booth in the whole joint. Ooh, hungry. V friends. I'm a hot hippo today in Chicago. I just bought a new Rolex today. Congratulations, Kevin. What model did you get?
Nice.
Hopefully it's a good one. Curious if you got it from an authorized dealer or if you bought it secondhand. Either way, congratulations. It's always a great day. I always remember the days I get my Rolex. I've gotten all of them except one through the mail, and so you're just sitting there refreshing the FedEx thing, being like, come. It's always great, that creak of the box. I mean, it's very similar like National Treasures back in the day. There was like a little creak to the box. There's like a little creak to that Rolex box that just tingles you. Ty deleted his last video. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I wonder why. Wonder why Ty's deleting videos. Jesse Kane. Damn, Colin Ballin. I'm doing all right now. The YouTube channel sold and the check cleared. Let's just put it that way. Andrew Jackson auto. That would be cool. The political stuff's interesting. I'm down with anything like that. Philip Fabiani again with the $10. My man. So the owner of Peach State is also the principal owner of Layton Sports Cards. Would make sense for the owners of the distribution to also own the breakers they feed. Double dip. Possibly, I don't know. I don't know how the ownership structure works. It could be that Peach State does have an ownership stake. It could be that it's just kind of this homie hookup kickback system. I don't really know, but definitely doesn't look kosher to me. Especially the round number on that PPP loan, 75,000 on the dot seems a little shady to me. You guys are a joke. JC Buckeye, but you're watching. So thank you, JC Buckeye. You're watching, you're commenting, you're liking, and I guarantee you watch every video. Guaranteed. 9,000. This is referring to the 1 million Cubs guy again. 9,488 and some change of them ain't worth shit. So probably. I mean, to get that many, most of imagine imagine if you spent like $3 a card. I mean, you have at $3 million right now. So
You'd be divorced right now. You straight be divorced.
Well, maybe he is. I don't know, but so yeah, that's a problem. That's a problem. Babuzel, I am launching the 1 million Will Crier card project. Should cost me about $34. Probably. Geoff will probably start convincing you they're worth 4 times more than that. I grade with dip. Dip would be a good one. I swear, I want to come out with a product one day with just like stuff like that, where it's like inside, like we do like a repack product. We partner up with like maybe like Leaf or something, and we do a repack product. And there's like some real cards in there, some stuff that might have some value. But then we do stuff like that where we slab a card like dip grading, and the grade's like a 13 or just something like that, or whatever. Just some weird shit. I kind of want to do that to where it's like whatever. We can make it kind of at a low cost, maybe charge a little something for it just to like get our money back or whatever, or just make it so we don't sink a ton of money into it. But it's kind of like funny. It's kind of like tongue in cheek funny, but then there would be like some real cards of real value in there. I think that would be kind of fun to do. So obviously, Brian, I know you watch every show. Let's make that happen. Dan, the card man, when does SCR grading launch? Yeah, we would be looking real hard at it. It was like we'd only grade Anna Kournikova and Britney Spears cards, because then we're looking at them very, very, very closely, and we'll be looking at every inch of that card, and that's the kind of, these are the only cards we would grade, and so we would specialize only in high quality female athlete trading cards. I'm making an authentication app that only authenticates fakes. Probably would actually be a pretty good product if you could launch that, honestly. Super vintage baseball cards with the $2 saying PSA only. I agree. Look, I agree. If I had a stack of cards right here and you asked me who I'm going to be grading it with, I wouldn't even have to think about it. Coming in, reinforcing it with another $2. Thank you. I agree. PSA only for darn near everything. I don't think they're into vinyl records yet, but or comic books, but if they were, maybe. Philip Fabiani again, $10. Some Pearl Jam trivia. They recorded verses in Marin County. Eddie Vedder would sleep in his car in SF to keep his edge. Yeah, and I think he wrote a song that appeared on an album after that, either in the car or on that recording trip, as I recall. I remember him telling that story at a concert we went to in the Bay Area, that didn't tell the exact story that Philip said, but talked about like another song that he wrote while they were recording that album. Can't remember what song it was. Super vintage baseball card coming in again. This must be this is Nat Turner's burner account. PSA only. $5 again. Thank you very much. Couldn't agree more, though. Absolutely could not agree more. This shit is lame as fuck. Well, the good news is, Snorker Man, if you're talking about the Sports Card Radio program, that about wraps it up today. Let's see if I think we got one more. Lori coming in with $4.99. Are you guys going to scrutinize Fanatics Live for the scumbags they let in, like Vintage Breaks, who's already dipping on there? We'll talk about Fanatics Live here. I've had the app downloaded, and I might have spent, just under 60 seconds on it. I think I followed Mojo Break on there, and I was going to buy into one of their breaks, but it's like $200 something to get into a damn break these days. So I'm clearly too cheap to do that. But yeah, we'll dive into that maybe next week. Maybe next week we'll do a parody of it, because we are going to be doing a little bit of breaking on here. We'll have our own. We'll have our own little. We'll have our own little Fanatics Live next week, and we'll talk about it. Thank you, Lori, for the cash money. $4.99. Jackson Dean coming in with the $5. Love it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Really appreciate it. But folks, it's getting crowded out here, so I am going to call it a day. That guy has a nice presidential on. It's real. I'm going to call it a day, and we'll be back, though, next week. We really appreciate it. all the support, all the love, the super stickers. C. Joseph alone with the $1.99. Thank you guys so much. We'll be back. We'll spend a little bit more. I'll have more time next week. We'll recap the national, recap any of the other shadiness going on. We're going to keep an eye on the action as Friday and Saturday can get a little spicy at the national. If that AC ain't working, speaking of spicy, could get a little more spicy as time goes on. Just want to thank all of you guys for the support. Thank you all for tuning in this week. We'll catch you again another time in another place. Thank you again to super producer Tim in the background. That 5% equity just continues to get richer and richer as the weeks go on. And we are waiting for our offer for Sports Card Radio. There'll be little negotiation for that. Hopefully you guys have a wonderful day, and we'll see you again soon. But for now, we're out of here.
B-side on the beat.
What's going on with that PPP? You done a lot of talking, not a lot to see. Up in the millions like 2.3, but Geoff got it all, getting off scot-free. Try to talk tips like we talking about stock, but you're talking about men printed on called stock. When you open your mouth, I take it with a grain of salt, cause the market's down and you're a clown, it's all your fault. You ruined the hobby I love with your bullshit. Geoff Wilson, Geoff Wilson. You ruined the hobby I love with your bullshit. Geoff Wilson, Geoff Wilson. Did you dip, Geoff? I think you dipped, Geoff. What you talking about? I don't think you dipped yet. Willie's doing shady shit like the GOBs, like his whole failed thing with them NFTs, taking money from the people to pay. Most of them are broke, but that's okay, he's getting money. Even better, tax-free, loving all the stimulus from PPP. You ruined the hobby I love with your bullshit. Geoff Wilson, Geoff Wilson. You ruined the hobby I love with your bullshit. Geoff Wilson, Geoff Wilson. You ruined the hobby I love with your bullshit. Geoff Wilson, Geoff Wilson. You ruined the hobby I love with your bullshit.
B-side on the beat.
What's going on with that PPP? You done a lot of talking, not a lot to see. Up in the millions like 2.3, but Geoff got it all, getting off scot-free. Try to talk tips like we talking about stock, but you're talking about men printed on called stock. When you open your mouth, I take it with a grain of salt, cause the market's down and you're a clown, it's all your fault. You ruined the hobby I love with your bullshit. Geoff Wilson, Geoff Wilson. You ruined the hobby I love with your bullshit. Geoff Wilson, Geoff Wilson. Did you dip, Geoff? I think you dipped, Geoff. What you talking about? I don't think you dipped yet. Willie's doing shady shit like the GOBs, like his whole failed thing with them NFTs, taking money from the people to pay. Most of them are broke, but that's okay, he's getting money. Even better, tax-free, loving all the stimulus from PPP. You ruined the hobby I love with your bullshit. Geoff Wilson, Geoff Wilson. You ruined the hobby I love with your bullshit. Geoff Wilson, Geoff Wilson. You ruined the hobby I love with your bullshit. Geoff Wilson, Geoff Wilson. You ruined the hobby I love with your bullshit.